America's back, and it's toppling again. At exactly 2 a.m., the lights went out across Caracas. No warning, no announcement, no invasion force rolling across borders. Just silence. And by 5 a.m., the president of Venezuela, Nicolás Maduro, was gone, captured alive. This wasn't a war. This wasn't an assassination. This was a surgical extraction carried out deep inside one of the most heavily defended military complexes in South America. Under the cover of 150 aircraft, elite Delta Force operators, CIA intelligence assets, cyber warfare, and total air supremacy. Tonight, we break down exactly how the United States pulled off one of the most complex special operations in modern history, how deception, stealth, and overwhelming force combined to capture a high-value target while the entire world was watching something else. This is how U.S. Delta Force captured Nicolás Maduro. This operation did not begin the night Maduro was captured. It began 4 months earlier. In August, a small group of CIA officers were quietly inserted into Venezuela. Their mission was simple, but deadly serious. Track one man, every movement, every routine, every deviation. Using human intelligence, embedded sources, and stealth drone surveillance, U.S. intelligence built what's known as a pattern of life. In plain terms, Maduro's daily routine, where he slept, when he moved, who he trusted, and most importantly, when he stayed still. Despite constant movement, burner phones, and security rotations, intelligence narrowed Maduro's location to Fort Tiuna, a massive military complex just south of Caracas, a city of over 3 million people. Fort Tiuna isn't just a base, it's Venezuela's version of the Pentagon, built into mountainous terrain, hardened concrete gates, underground facilities, guard towers, pillboxes carved into the hillsides, 24/7 patrols. An estimated 5,000 elite Venezuelan troops were stationed there. And yet, this would become ground zero. While the world watched U.S. aircraft carriers in the Caribbean, something else was happening, a deception campaign. The U.S. Navy tightened a naval quarantine around Venezuela. Officially, this was framed as counter-narcotics enforcement. Unofficially, it fixed Venezuelan attention on the sea. Meanwhile, Cyber Command was laying digital landmines. Malware was quietly implanted into Venezuela's power infrastructure, waiting. At the same time, U.S. forces rehearsed the raid endlessly, including building a full-scale replica of Maduro's safe house back in the United States. Delta Force operators practiced the assault until they could execute it blindfolded. Everything was waiting on one thing: the order. On Saturday, January 3, 2026, the green light was given. At 2 a.m. Venezuelan time, Cyber Command flipped the switch. The power went out. Large sections of Caracas went dark. Communications collapsed. Military coordination was crippled. At the same moment, missile strikes erupted across the capital. Explosions rocked air bases, command centers, radar installations, and power nodes. This wasn't chaos for destruction's sake. It was cover. Above Venezuela, the sky belonged to the United States. More than 150 aircraft launched across the Western Hemisphere. F-35 stealth fighters punched holes through Venezuelan air defenses. F-22 Raptors controlled contested airspace. F-18 B-1 bombers, reconnaissance planes, radar aircraft, and electronic warfare platforms worked in perfect integration. Russian-built S-300 systems, Buk air defenses, and radar sites were systematically neutralized. Jammers scrambled enemy sensors. Anti-radiation missiles hunted radar emitters. Venezuelan fighter jets, aging Su-30s and F-16s, never stood a chance. This was a textbook assassinate campaign, suppression of enemy air defenses, and it worked. Now came the most dangerous part: the helicopters. From the USS Amphibious Assault Ship offshore, 11 elite helicopters lifted off, flown by the legendary 161st Special Operations Aviation Regiment, the Night Stalkers. They flew low, just 100 feet above the sea, below radar, below expectation. MH-47G, Chinooks and MH-60L helicopters carried nearly 300 special operators, including Delta Force and embedded FBI hostage rescue team agents, tasked with arresting, not killing, Maduro. As they crossed into land, they took fire. One helicopter was hit, but kept flying. Above them, explosions continued, diverting attention, overwhelming defenders, and masking their approach. Inside Fort Tiuna, chaos reigned. Darkness, confusion, no communications. Delta Force operators moved fast. Guided by CIA officers embedded on the ground, they navigated directly to the on-base residence where Maduro was hiding. They knew what waited inside: steel doors, a sealed panic room, reinforced barriers. They came prepared: explosive charges, buzz saws, blowtorches. Outside, attack helicopters laid down suppressing fire. Miniguns roared. Rockets struck defensive positions. Enemy forces fired Eagle man-portable air defense missiles. U.S. helicopters deployed advanced infrared countermeasures, blinding missile seekers mid-flight. No helicopters went down. Then, breach. Flash grenades detonated. Rooms were cleared in seconds. Maduro was found, disoriented, overwhelmed, frozen. He and his wife, Celia Flores, were restrained, blindfolded, and moved immediately. This was not a negotiation. This was an arrest. Within minutes, Maduro was airborne. The helicopters lifted off under cover of continued airstrikes across Venezuela. F-35s, F-22s, and bombers struck military installations nationwide, creating multiple dilemmas and preventing pursuit. The extraction force cleared Venezuelan airspace and returned to the waiting U.S. Navy fleet. From there, Maduro was transferred to Guantanamo Bay and later flown to New York, where he would face narcotics trafficking charges in U.S. federal court. No American fatalities, mission complete. With Maduro gone, Venezuela was thrown into disarray. An acting president was sworn in. Public messages defied the U.S., while private cooperation reportedly continued. Some Venezuelans celebrated. Others condemned what they called American imperialism. The U.S. imposed a naval blockade, effectively controlling the country's economic lifelines without boots on the ground. Trump declared the U.S. would oversee a transition of power. Resistance is forming. The future remains uncertain. But one thing is clear. This operation redefined modern warfare, a masterclass in deception, intelligence integration, cyber warfare, air supremacy, and surgical special operations. And it sent a message to the world. When the United States moves, it moves precisely, it moves quietly, and sometimes, by the time the lights come back on, it's already over. If you want deeper breakdowns of elite military operations, air power, and modern warfare strategies, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because this wasn't just a raid, it was history.